Hi everyone. Good morning.
Hi Bhaskar, good morning.
Very good morning.
Good morning, Bhaskar.
Very good morning. So I just started the cluster. It is trying to start. So in the last session, we started talking about control statements. I mean, with if statement, we have seen if else. So we are going to use frequently if else also as part of our programming, and uh, and then we started talking about the loops. So in the loops, presently we are talking about the while. So while is going to help you to iterate the loop as many times as you required, that you can specify how many times you wanted to execute that piece of code. If there is some code and if you wanted to execute that particular block of code for specified time, I mean to say specified number of iterations if you wanted to do it, then you can go for while loop. So if the condition is failed, then it will come out of your while loop. If the condition is satisfied, it is going to iterate continuously. So let's take an example here. I'm just printing a name here with 5 times. So in order to do it, I'm just specifying one variable here, a equals to 1. And while then we need to give a condition. We need to give a condition. This condition is going to return either true or false. Okay, so if you wanted to go for infinite loop, then we can say while true, you can give it. Or 1 equals to 1 is always going to be true. So it is not going to come out of the loop as it is continuously satisfying this condition. So if it is an infinite loop, if you need, then you can go for that. But basically, I did not come across anywhere to go for infinite loop. Okay, so if this condition is failed, then it will come out of it. If it is satisfied, then this print will be printed. And then a equals to a plus 1 is going to be incremented. One value is going to be incremented. So first a equals to 1 is there and a plus 1, 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 will be assigned back to the a. Then 2 will come to here, 2 less than or equal to 5. Condition is satisfied. Again, it will be printed and 2 plus 1, 3 will be assigned to a. So like that, it is going to be iterated till the condition is satisfied. Once the condition is satisfied, once the condition is failed, then it will come out of the loop. So I wanted to write one Python program here. Write a Python program to print numbers from 1 to 10. So I wanted to print the numbers from 1 to 10. Then I just wanted to specify, I wanted to use the while loop. While. Then here you have to give some variable is required. If you don't have a variable, then you cannot do it. So what I'll do is I'm just going to say x equals to 1. X less than or equal to 10. Colon. So once you specified the condition here, you have to give a colon here. That is the syntax. So when you hit on enter, it will be there inside the while loop. So indentation is going to be taken automatically. We don't need to specify opening brace or closing brace. We can directly go into the while loop by having the indentation. So here I'm just going to print my x. What is the value of the x? I'm just going to print it. And if you don't increase this, if you don't increase the x value, then every time this is going to be satisfied, it will not come out of it. Okay, so you have to use the break or something like that. I don't want to go into that deeper level. So I'm just going to give it at higher level. We don't need to go and write that much level because we're not going to work with pure Python. If you're going for data science or if you're going for data processing with Python, then that you may go for that. But when it comes to our Databricks, most of the things we are going to use the Databricks capabilities, not Python capabilities. So let's increase this value x equal to x plus 1. That's all. So now if I print this one, it is going to give Now you can see it is printed 1 to 10 numbers. Okay, so I wanted to get only even numbers. From this 1 to 10 numbers, I wanted to print only even numbers. Write a Python program to print even numbers from 1 to 10 numbers. Okay, so if that is the case, it is going to be same very much similar. This is going to be very much similar. I'm just taking a copy and paste it here. So that means it gives only 1 to 10 numbers, but I'm not expecting this. I'm expecting even numbers. So inside the while loop, we have to check the condition. Inside the while loop, I have to check the condition if we have to use the control statement here. If x modulus 2 equals to 0. So if the remainder is 0, then it is going to be even number. We already seen these operators. If remainder is 0, then it is a even numbers. So print has to be there inside the if block. Inside the if block, I need to have a print statement. Then x equal to x plus 1. Let's print this one. Now you can see 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 is there. So it is going to be only even numbers. The same thing, we can have a odd numbers also. So in place of this 0, we are just going to give a 1. If the remainder is 1, then there is odd numbers. You can see. So like this, we can write a program. Okay, so just try to understand this. So I wanted to print the numbers. I wanted to print the even numbers between 1 to 10 and add them to the list variable. So here we already done this. This is going to give only even numbers. This is going to give only even numbers. But these even numbers I wanted to keep in the list. So list variables we have seen. We have seen the list variable. So I wanted to keep in the list variable. So one by one, we need to keep it. List is going to have a something like this. I wanted to say list equals to 2 comma 4 comma 6 comma 8 comma 10 like this. I wanted to get the values. My output should be something like this. So if you wanted to get the values like this, what you have to do is instead of printing in this vertical, I wanted to add them into the list. I wanted to add them to the list. So to add the values to the list, we need to specify empty variable. Empty list we need to specify. List equals to, you can give this as an empty list. We already know about it. Empty list it is. Now I'm going to print my list outside. So I don't need this print statement. We already know about it. I'm just making a comment here. Let's execute it. Okay, so I need some print statement here. So then only it is going to get it. That is fine. So yeah, let it be. Now I'm having empty list here. Okay, so let it be. I'll take out this one. So now you can see here empty list. I don't have it. So what I wanted to do is, if that is a even number, I wanted to add a value to the list. So list dot append. We talked about this function in the last session. List dot append is just to append an item to the list. So I'm just going to take directly, it is going to add the value at the end. So one by one, it is going to add into this list. So I'm just going to say just simply X, because X only is the value. X only is the value. If it is having a 0, that particular number is going to be added into this list. Now, if I print, you can see the numbers are going to come into the list. Okay, so I'm just adding the values to the variable called list. So we need to declare the empty list variable, empty list it is. And then if this condition is satisfied, I wanted to append them to the list. So we talked about this list.append function to add them. So that is what I'm just trying to do here. Write a Python code to get the 5 numbers total and take these 5 numbers from 1 to 10. So I wanted to take these numbers from 1 to 10. So we have a various options are there. I can take it a while loop, or we can take it as a from list also we can take it. We'll see that how we can take it from the list. For now, first 5 numbers I wanted to get the total. I'm just taking x equals to 1. Then I'm just going to write the while x less than or equal to x less than or equal to 10, because from 1 to 10 I wanted to take it. First 5 numbers from 1 to 10. Then I need to write this condition, colon. And here I'm going to write if x less than or equal to 5. If x less than or equal to 5, then print of x. You can see it is going to give only 1 to 5 numbers. Oh my god, it is going for C. It is going for infinite loop. Let's stop this one. X equals to x plus 1. Now you can say 1 to 5 numbers are printed. So this 1 to 5 numbers total, I wanted to take it. So total is going to come into this particular place. So what I have to do is, I have to keep one variable here. Variable total equals to 0. I'm just declaring a dummy variable which is having a 0, and I'm just going to write in this place v total equals to v total plus x. V total plus x, I wanted to take it. Now I'm just going to print this total outside of this variable while loop. Now if you see 1 plus 2 is going to be 3, 3 plus 3 is going to be 6, 6 plus 4, 10, and 10 plus 5 is 15. So total 15, you're going to get it. Okay, so I hope everyone is following with me, right? How I'm using this while loop and if condition.
Yes, Bhaskar.
Yes, Bhaskar.
Okay. So this is an infinity loop. We already seen that. Okay, so now I'm just going to talk about for loop. So for loop, basically we are going to use this iterate. As many number of items are there, that many times it is going to be iterated. We don't need to specify the condition. Here you are explicitly specifying the condition. In the for loop, you don't need to give a condition to come out of the loop. If there is a 10 items, 10 times it is going to be iterated. If there is a 3 items, 3 times it is going to be iterated. So this is equivalent to for each activity in the data factory. In the data factory, we have seen for each activity. So it is equivalent to that. Okay, so the syntax of this for loop is going to have for variable in, what I can say, let me keep like this. List variable colon, and then you are going to have a, this is a block of the code. Like this, we are going to have it. But this is the very important. You can give any variable, but this list variable should be declared very starting. Then only can use that. Okay, so now I wanted to print the numbers from 1 to 10. I wanted to print the numbers from 1 to 10. We know that the list can be declared with square braces. You can give a 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10. Now if I print this, print of lst comma type of lst is going to be list of items are there. I wanted to print this list of items. If I wanted to print this list of items, then you have to use the for loop. You have to use the for loop, because if I do the same thing with while loop, it's not straightforward. You need to get the length of the list, then you can go for it. Okay, so let me show you with the while how we can do it. List lst underscore len equals to length of list. I'm just taking, let's see, will it come or not? Print of lst length. If it is giving a length, then I can do it. There are 10 items, that is fine. So now I can write the while loop here. While x less than or equal to lst length. So we need to give a x equals to 1 colon print of x. Oh my God. I'm just interrupting because I need to give a, I'm just going to say x equals to, the condition is going to be x equals to x plus 1. It has to be cancelled. It's going. I think I need to stop the cluster. Yes. Now x equals to 10 also is going to be one time is going to be completely satisfied. X greater than length, then it will be come out of it. Let's see. One greater than 10. Let's take less than or equal to. Then I need to take a 0 here. Okay, so this is how we need to write it. If you wanted to print these values and even these values are not getting printed, let's say I'm just going to take a different number here. It is not giving the whatever the numbers are there here. So print this, what you have to take is you have to say you have to take the print like not with the total. So print especially here x of I need to take LST of x of, I need to take x only, list of x, let's see. Okay, it's not as straightforward. Okay, so if I do some workaround, then I can print these numbers, whatever the numbers are there here. Okay, because it is having some issue, x less than or equal to, let me take that. These numbers are getting, you can see 2, 7 is getting, but 1 is not getting, is because if I keep the 0 here, 0 less than 10, 0 plus 1. Okay, so if I do some workaround, then I can get it. It is getting out of the range because one time the condition is making a problem here. So because of that reason, it is getting out of index. But you can see after 2, there is a 7. It is printing because I'm just taking the position based on this indexing. I'm trying to do it. But if we can do the same thing with the while loop, with for loop, it is going to be very much easier. So how I'm going to print, you can see here for, then variable name, you can take any name. So I'm going to take the variable name is I in list. So list variable colon print of I. So what happens here is the first, it will take whatever the value is their first position. This is going to come into this place. Okay, I in list means first item will come into the list. First item will come into the I. I will be printed. And the second item will go into the I. So like this, in the list, it is going to take it for I in list. So one by one position, it is going to take automatically. You can see it. Let's execute it and see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Even if I keep a different number here, it is going to get here. Whatever the number is there, the same thing is going to be printed here. Whatever the items are there inside the list, that is going to be printed with the help of for loop. So when you have a list of items, most of the times we are going to use only for loop. So for is equivalent to for each activity in the data factory. Okay. Okay. So now I'm just going to write a code to get the even numbers here. The same. So first you need to declare the list. List equals to, you are keeping something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I don't want to type this every time. I can go with the different approach. The different approach is we have a function called range. So by using the range, I can specify 1, 11. That upper bound is going to be -1. Upper bound -1 is going to get 10. So up to 10 only it is going to print. So if I try to say what is the list and type of list, if I see, then it is going to give a range object. So this is a range object. It is not giving the numbers 1 to 10. So what you have to do is, it is going to give a range object. Range is used to get range of values, and to print them, we need to convert it to list. So to convert that into list, what you can do is, in front of this, I'm just going to say list of. Now, if I print it, you can see list is printed here. The range of the values you're getting. Now, these values I wanted to get from these values, I wanted to get the even numbers. For I in LST, colon, print of I is going to give all the numbers 1 to 10. But I wanted to take only even numbers. To take even numbers within the for loop, we need to write a condition. The condition is if I modulus 2 equals to 0. Then I wanted to print it. Now, if I print, you can see only even numbers here. Colon is missing. Now you can see 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. It is giving even numbers. And if you need odd numbers, then in place of 0, you're just going to give a 1. Okay, so but I need to have a first 5 numbers total. The first 5 positions numbers. Okay, so we know that how we can declare the list. List equals to list of range of 1, 11. Print of LST is going to get the list of the values. I need only first 5 numbers total up to here. For that, we can use for loop for I in LST colon. Here you can write a condition if I less than or equal to 5 colon. Then print that you can get only first 5 numbers. So one, okay, not list, it is I. Now it is going to give a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now that means total has to be done within the if condition. So here I'm just going to say V total equals to V total plus I. So we need to declare this V total here equals to 0 and V total plus I and from outside out of the for loop I'm just going to print V total. Let's execute and see the result. 15 you're getting. Okay, so this is how we can write it. Odd numbers we have seen. Okay, so I wanted to write a program to separate uh, two lists. I wanted to say, let me write, then you can understand here. Write a Python program to get even numbers into one list and odd numbers into another list. So for this one, first you need to get the list of the values. Okay, so I'm just going to take from 1 to 10 only. I'm going to consider. So list equals to list of a range of 1, 11. Now list of values are there. So if I print the list, it is going to get 1 to 10, but I wanted to separate odd numbers into one list and even numbers into another list. So I'm going to define two empty lists here. Declare two empty lists. One is even list equals to an odd list. So two empty lists I have printed. I'm just going to print this here to identify. Now I'm going to take the for loop for I in LST colon print of I. So it is going to give all the numbers from 1 to 10 is going to be printed here. Now what I'll do is I have to take this number. If it is a even number, if it is a odd number, it has to add into this. If it is an even number, then it has to go into this list. Because two lists I declared it. So here I'm going to write if condition, if I modulus 2 equals to 0. That means it is an even number. So all these even numbers should go into the, all these numbers should go into the even list. So here I'm going to write even list dot append I. Even list dot append I. And if I print this outside of this for loop, print of even list, you can see the even list numbers here. This is an even list. So to differentiate, even list. You can see this. And what about the odd list? I wanted to have a separate odd list. Then in the same place, I'm just going to say else. In the else block, I'm just going to say odd list dot append I. Now, if I print of odd list, then you're going to get the separate list. What happened?
It came in the bottom.
Okay, yeah. So this is a odd list. Okay, so just controlling the program with if and if with for and if conditions. So we have a if else block, like true or false. If you see in data factory, we have a if else, if condition activity, true block and false block. So there is a only two. But even if you wanted to write else if, you can have a else if also here. We can have as many conditions as you want. Write a program to convert file name into uppercase except extension. Okay, so that means first I'm just taking a file underscore name equals to employee.csv. Only this part only I wanted to make it uppercase. Only this part. This part only I wanted to take employee dot csv. Can anyone guess how we can do it?
First, we have to split it, the next to uppercase.
Yes. So let's take a file name dot split. Split is based on what dot?
Dot.
I'm just going to give file underscore parts equals to. Now, if I print this file parts, I can say print of file parts. So this part only I wanted to take it. This part only I wanted to take. And I can say this.
Part 1.
Yeah, that is better. File part 1 equals to of 0, right? So now if I print this, then you are going to get only employee. Okay, I'm just going to say upper. Now I can say uppercase characters. And this one I'm going to concatenate. Okay, so concatenate with what extension? That is the second part. The second part, I'm just going to take it here. I'm just giving a result equals to file part 1 plus I need a dot plus of 1. The same thing we have seen in the data factory. So this is what I'm expecting. Okay, so everything I can do it at the same place also. Instead of taking this many parts, you can do it in a single place. Okay, you can try that. You got my point, right? Here itself, I can do it. Just take an example. New file. This is going to get the parts. The first is going to be your file name. Now you can see a new file is going to be employee dot upper. Now it is going to be converted into uppercase plus concat. Now dot is going to be there. The same thing, you just take a copy plus, sorry, plus paste it here. I'm just going to take a 1. You got my point, right? So whatever you feel easy, that you can take it. Is that clear?
Yes, boss.
Yes, Bhaskar.
Perfect. Okay, write a program to convert all the file names into uppercase except extension. So here you're done for single file. Now what if I have a multiple files? I mean to say my input is this list of files. And then my output is this one. I'm just taking this as my input. List equals to, and then my output should be something like this. Then first you need to create a one empty list. A new list equals to empty braces. And now what you have to do is you have to iterate, you have to take one by one. So we need to use the for loop for I in LST colon print of I. So one by one file name is going to be printed here. You can see. But now I have a different extensions and I wanted to convert only this part only I wanted to convert into uppercase. So that means inside the for loop I have to handle it. I'm just taking file underscore name equals to, in a single line I'm just trying to do it, to just observe. This is the I. So I dot split. I dot split. Split is based on dot. The first part is going to be your file name. File name without extension. Plus, you have to say upper. Plus, then I wanted to take the dot. Plus, then I need the extension. Extension is the same, I dot split. Here is going to be 1. Now, if I print this name, you can see the file names in uppercase character. I wanted to bring them into the list. My output is something like this, not in this way. So here what I'll do is I'm just going to say new list dot append file underscore name. Now print a new list. So here I'm just going to print the whole list here, print of LST. Old list, a new list. Now if I execute it, you can see the result. This is my input and this is my output. You understand, right? How I have written this code. If you can understand this, then you can do this. The same to same expression only is there also. The same to same, no change in the expression. The only thing is, since I wanted to keep them in the separate list, I'm just keeping it. And here it is handled only single file, and here it is handled multiple files. Clear?
Yes, master.
Write a Python code to apply addition operation on two numbers. So I'm going to take you through three different approaches here. Without Python function, how we can do it, I'm going to show you. With Python function, without parameters, I'm going to show you. And with Python function, with parameters. So here we are going to touch about custom functions. So you can create your own function. Let's say, for example, you have some logic. Okay, so to get this output directly, you're not having a predefined function to get this output. For example, I'm saying this is your input and this is your output. To get this output, you're not having a direct function. If I wanted to split the text, I have a split function. I can use the split function. I can use the split function to split my text because it is a predefined function. But this is not my expectation. My expectation is this: if I use any function, if I call that function, I have to get the result directly. I don't care how it is going to be there inside. Okay, so if that means if there is any logic or if there is any requirement which is not possible to do by using existed functions, then we go with the custom functions. We are going to create a custom functions. So that is also is important. How exactly we are going to create a function? How exactly we are going to create a function? When you create a function, you have to use the def keyword. The def means defining. You're defining a function. Def function name. And then you can have a parenthesis. Inside this parenthesis, inside this function, you can write the code. A piece of code you can write. Something like this. Okay, so indentation is going to get automatically as we are using this column. And this function, we can have a function without parameters. Without parameters, we can have a function. And without function, we can do, we'll see how we can do it. Without function means this is the one we have seen, right? Without function, we have done. The same thing I wanted to do with the function. I call the function. So that function will take care about it. I don't know what is the definition is there inside the function, but if I call that function, it is going to work for me. Just imagine like that. So that is this is a without function. With function, we are just going to call. And without parameters means a function. This is a function, but without parameters, no parameters here. With parameters means you're going to pass something inside this function. You're going to pass something inside this function, then we can say it is a parameters. So this particular use case or anything that I came across till now that you can try with these 3 different approaches so that you can have a good practice with the Python. Any task, you just try with the 3 different approaches. You will be habituated. So here it is a simple a plus b. 2 numbers I wanted to add. Addition of 2 numbers I wanted to do it. So the approach 1 I'm taking. The approach 1 is x equals to 10, y equals to 20, and x plus y. X plus y, that is the result. Now I'm just going to give print of result. Let's execute it. Now you can see it is going to give it. This is the approach 1. Let me keep in a separate cell. So approach 1 is going to have a like this. This is a hard-coded numbers. If I wanted to change it, you have to change from here on. Okay, so I don't want to see this entire definition. I wanted to call the function. I wanted to bring this into the function. So approach 2 is without Python, with Python function, without parameters. Let's say this one directly here. Now the same thing, I'm going to do it with the Python function. Then I told you how we can create a function, def. Then function name is function add. Function add colon. And here I'm just going to say x equals to 10, y equals to 20, and result equals to x plus y. And a function is going to return something to you. Return res. Return res. Just execute it. So function is defined. Function is defined. I wanted to call this function. How we are going to call this function is, you're just going to execute this function alone. Now you can set 30 value here. So 30 is getting returned from this function. But this one also is a fixed values because you're not passing the values. I wanted to pass the values from outside. To pass the values from outside, the third approach you have to take it. The same thing, I'm just going to do it here. Def function addition, I'm just taking. Here I'm going to take x comma y. Here x comma y I'm taking colon. Result equals to x plus y. Return result. Now I'm going to call this function. If I call this function without passing parameters, it will not give because so positional parameters are required. So what you have to do, I'm just going to say 10 comma 20. Now it is going to give the result. If I wanted to say 30 comma 20, I can change the value while calling the function. But if I go with this approach, you have to fix these values. So it is a static. So if you wanted to change the values from outside, we always recommend to pass the values to the function. Okay, so you're passing the values to this function with the parameters. Okay, is everyone clear this use case?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Bhaskar.
Okay, so I'm stopping here and we'll see the rest of the things and do practice, go through this recording, type them. When you type it, you can get to know. Okay. Okay, then we'll see on tomorrow. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.